Hi, let's begin with the first head of ratios called liquidity ratios. All these ratios are expressed in ratio form. Liquidity ratios help us to assess the ability of the business to meet its short term obligations as and when they become due. In liquidity ratios, we will learn current ratio and liquid ratio or acid test ratio or quick ratio. So we'll begin with the first ratio called current ratio. Let's begin with current ratio. Current ratio establishes the relationship between current assets and current liabilities. It indicates the ability of the company to meet its short-term obligations as and when they become due. The formula for arriving at the current ratio is current assets divided by current liabilities. How do we arrive at the current assets? We need to take all the current assets in the asset part of the balance sheet, the current assets. Please remember, we need to deduct provision for bad and doubtful debts from the trade receivables or the debtors. And also, we should not include loose tools and stores and spares in the inventories. Do not include these two items. And to arrive at the current liabilities, we need to take all amounts which is given under the head of current liabilities in the equity and liability part of the balance sheet. Let's check out in detail which are the items which we will add up under the head current assets. We will take current investments, may also be written as marketable securities. We will take inventories, otherwise called closing stock. We will take up trade receivables, otherwise called sundry debtors or bills receivable. Remember, we need to deduct the provision for bad and doubtful debts. We will take the cash and cash equivalents, that is the cash and bank balance, checks, drafts, etc. in hand. Any other short-term loans and advances we will take. And we will also take the items of prepaid expense, advance payment and accrued income under this head of other current assets. So we've seen the current assets. Let's move on to the amounts which we will add to arrive at the current liabilities. We will take the short-term borrowings. It could also be specified as bank overdraft, cash credit or any other short-term loans and advances. We will take the trade payables, that is the sundry creditors, and also the bills payables. Other current liabilities will be included. It would also be specified as current maturities of long-term debt, interest accrued and due or interest accrued and not due, calls in advance, outstanding expense, unclaimed dividend, income received in advance. All this will come under the head of other current liabilities. If it's stated separately, we need to take it into account to arrive at current liabilities. And finally, short-term provisions. The provision for tax also needs to be included in the current liabilities. The ideal current ratio for most businesses is 2:1. Let's learn the formula to arrive at the working capital. The working capital is equal to the current assets minus the current liabilities. Please note, the current assets for the purpose of working capital includes loose tools and stores and spares. So while taking the current assets for the purpose of calculation of working capital, please include the loose tools and stores and spares. So we've dealt with current ratio. Next we'll move on to the second ratio under liquidity ratios, which is called liquid ratio. The second ratio is called liquid ratio or acid test ratio or even quick ratio. Now this ratio establishes the relationship between liquid assets or quick assets and the current liabilities. This ratio also indicates the ability of the company to meet its short-term obligations as and when they become due. But this liquidity ratio is a better measure of liquidity of the company because quick assets can be easily converted into cash when compared to current assets. Why is it so? This is because quick assets does not include the closing stock or the inventory, which cannot be easily converted into cash. So we can realize quick assets more easily than current assets, which include the closing stocks and the inventory. The formula for arriving at the liquid ratio: we need to take the liquid assets or the quick assets divided by current liabilities. To get the liquid assets, when we have the amount of current assets, we will take the current assets and subtract these three items, which is the inventories, any prepaid expense and advance payments. So to arrive at the liquid assets when the amount of current assets is given, we need to take the amount of the current assets and subtract these three items, which is inventories, prepaid expense and advance payments. Hence, liquid assets is equal to current assets minus, in brackets, closing stock plus the prepaid expense plus the advance payment. So all these three added up has to be deducted from the amount of current assets. For current liabilities, we will take all current liabilities in the equity and liability part of balance sheet, the same amount that we took for the denominator in the current ratio. Let's check out the items which will come under the head of liquid assets. We will take current investments, otherwise referred to as marketable securities. We will include trade receivables, that is the sundry debtors and bills receivables less the provision for bad and doubtful debts. We will include the cash and cash equivalents, the cash in hand and cash at bank, as well as checks and drafts in hand. We will include the short-term loans and advances and also income accrued under the head of other current assets. Please ensure that we do not take the closing stock or the inventory. We do not include the prepaid expense or any other advance payments. These three items should not be included while calculating liquid assets. To arrive at the current liabilities, we will take up the short-term borrowings in terms of bank overdraft, cash credit and other short-term loans and advances. We will take the trade payables in terms of sundry creditors and bills payable. Other current liabilities will be included. As part of this, we will take current maturities of long-term debt interest accrued and due, interest accrued and not due, any calls in advance, outstanding expense, unclaimed dividend and income received in advance. Short-term provisions will also be included, such as provision for tax. The ideal liquid ratio for most companies is 1:1. So we've seen the two ratios under this head of liquidity ratios. The first one we saw was the current ratio and the second one the liquid ratio. In the next video, we will move on to the next set of ratio, which is called solvency ratios.